All we're going to do in this video is take the Marine Depot KleanWater 4-stage Advanced RODI Filter and upgrade to 200 gallons per day, add 2 additional DI resin containers, install the auto shut-off float valve kit, clean the shed, find the studs, drill the holes, attach the wood, mount the filter, install the auto shut-off valve, install the float valve, attach the uniseal, rinse the barrel, size the tubing, cut the tubing, and test the system. So we can go from a cluttered, unmounted 100 gallon per day RODI system to this. To do this project yourself, here's what you'll need. The links are below. The MD KleanWater 4-staged Advanced RODI Filter. The MD KleanWater 200 gallon per day upgrade kit. The SpectraPure Max Cap 2-stage add-on kit. The SpectraPure Auto Shutoff Valve Float Kit. RO tubing and RO cutters. A 1/2 inch uniseal bulkhead. A utility pump with flexible tubing and a plastic hose clamp. A stud finder, measuring tape, and a pencil. A drill and drill bits, and whatever mounting hardware you'll need for your setup. The first thing I'm going to do is install the MD 200 gallon per day upgrade, which basically means I'm going to be adding a second RO membrane. You're taking the wastewater from the first RO membrane and you're recycling it through the second membrane. That way you can get more clean water out of that dirty water. Thank goodness I took a picture of the old system before I installed the new system, or I would be lost. It's really quite confusing. Water starts with the sediment filter to the carbon filter. From the carbon filter, it takes this yellow line here and it goes up to this junction, which then goes to the pressure gauge, continues down the yellow line, it goes into the auto shutoff valve. From the auto shutoff valve, it goes through here and it goes into the first RO membrane, travels down the RO membrane. The clean water comes into this Y, and the dirty water goes back up and into the input for the second RO membrane, continues down. The clean waters join in this Y. They go through here. I've attached one of the inline TDS meters to measure when the efficacy of the RO filter stops. Goes through the auto shutoff valve, and the clean water line goes down into the first DI resin canister, and the wastewater has a control valve so you can flush the RO membranes, and this will go out to the waste. Next, we got to drill the hole for the float valve, and we need a 1/2 inch, so it's this one right here. Have the KleanWater 4-stage, which is going to have to go like up here, and then the 2-stage below it. So let's measure, find the studs, drill the holes, and get this bad boy mounted. I need to invest in some sort of power tools, especially on a 107-degree day. Screw this. The moment you realize it's battery powered. We're going to start on the bottom and then mount the top. I just need to be able to find the studs in the stucco, and then I just need to make sure I put enough space between the bottom and the barrel so that I can unscrew the canisters and replace the media. There's no stud there. No stud there. We got one stud. We're halfway there. I could only find that one stud, which means this portion here is attached to a stud with 2 screws, but this side over here is not, so I may need to upgrade my screw eventually to a masonry screw so that it can really grind into that stucco. Halfway there, now it's time to mount the MD KleanWater Advanced on the top. See this here? Look at that. I get these crummy screws and they just snap off, but it's not just one. It's both of them. So now I'm not gonna be able to center it. I'm gonna have to screw another hole over here, which means it will be just off center, but oh well. We've installed both the KleanWater 4-stage and the 2-stage upgrade DI resin. Now we just need to drill a hole in the 50-gallon drum to install the Uniseal, install the utility pump and the flexible tubing, and then finish with the RO tubing, attach it to the faucet. I drilled the wrong size hole. I really only had two options. I had this 1-inch option and then this either like 1.5 or 2-inch. So obviously the 2-inch was so clearly not even close. It's just not gonna fit. So now I think I'm stuck carving out as carefully as I can on the inside. What I just need to do is just buy the right tools. I think I might be able to fit it through now. Let's try. Got it. Come on. Oh. Oh. So close, come on. Get, oh yeah, come on, come on. Aha! Woohoo! Uniseal. Ah, done. I have a huge mess. Look, just look at the mess. So I'm gonna clean all this up, and then all we have left to do is just rinse out the barrel because it has a bunch of plastic in there, install the RO tubing to the faucet, and then test it. Everything's connected. Let's see if it works. I forgot one thing. Here, let's go under. Whoop. It's actually okay. That's just the output line. So if I change this, I still have to attach some tubing there. Really now we're just checking for leaks. I don't see any leaks here. Look in the back, no leaks. We have one more test, and that's to see if the shutoff is working. So theoretically, when I lift this up, the water should trickle to a stop, and not only that, but this water as well should stop. So, you ready? Let's try. Okay, that water stopped. Is that water gonna stop? And it's looking like I installed it incorrectly, so I'm gonna have to go back and troubleshoot. Well, good news, I have it done. It's set up correctly. I thought I was wrong. I spent the last hour and a half, 2 hours, redoing everything up here because I thought I had it wrong. But I didn't have it wrong. The thing was, in order to make this stop the dirty water line, is you have to lift it up, but then you have to build up back pressure in every single DI resin container. So can you see that? The water has to fill all the way to the top, and then, and only then, will the wastewater shut off. So it's working, it's great. Well, this is Matthew with That Reef Show, my first fish tank, working with Marine Depot. This shirt was completely soaked 10 minutes ago. That means it's just too hot out here, so enjoy this video montage before, after, whatever you want to call it, while I go inside and have something cool to drink. Happy reefing.